Welcome back, and today Aaron Margolin hosted his own live stream in which he showed off the 2026 lineup for JAZWARES' Five Nights at Freddy's line. Now, the stream was quite lengthy, at around an hour and 30 minutes, so I'm going to be going over and breaking down everything said about JAZWARES' 2026-2027 lineup. Now, just to keep it simple, we are going to be going from the least news to the most news, so we'll be starting with our plushies. Starting off, the Wave 2 8-inch plushies are going to be getting wider releases sometime January and February. However, they are available right now through certain stores. I've only seen them show up at GameStop, so I'd advise checking there first. Moving on, we have our Wave 2 exclusive plush being Lefty from Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria Simulator. Now, Lefty is going to be available through Hot Topic and Box Lunch, just like Nightmare Own, and should be coming out sometime later 2026. Really excited that we're getting another Lefty plush after a good couple years. I think the last one we got was in 2021 when we got the jumbo one from Funko. I'm not sure if I prefer it over Funko's original Lefty plush, but we'll just have to wait and see. But I do like the fact that the star on Lefty is embroidered this time. Funko just put some sort of sticker on there, and it doesn't stay on that well when, it ages, so that, and I really like the nice shiny hat. But that is going to wrap up our look at the new plushies for 2026. And next up, we will be moving on to... Now, moving on to the meteor content, we have our World of FNaF stuff for 2026. Now, starting us off, we have our main set of figures, those being Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. Of course, these guys got Endo series figures in Wave 1, so now we're getting a World of variant for each of them. And then, not included with an Endo series figure, we have Golden Freddy, who is seemingly going to be coming with The Office as an exclusive figure for that modular set. I do not know for sure if that is the case, but it does seem like it. Now, focusing on that modular set, The Office, we have working doors first off. You have to hold down the buttons to close and open them, which is very cool. And just moving back into The Office in general, we can see that it does use an updated FNaF 1 poster. This poster was used in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, but we haven't gotten a real high quality look at it for ourselves, so this is finally our opportunity. As you can see, the only real change here is the poster having Bonnie's updated guitar after Gibson sued Scott Coffin, which, fair, but it is cool to see the new guitar. Unfortunately, it does seem like the Wave 2 World of FNaF series figures will not have accessories still, which is very unfortunate. I do hope that we get some accessories at some point. I know that Bonnie looks very incomplete without his guitar at the moment, so... But on a lighter note, Bonnie looks more blue this time, which is nice, because personally I like Bonnie more blue than purple, so I'm happy about this. And now moving on, we have our second and last exclusive for Wave 2, being Rockstar Freddy from Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator again. This is really cool, really exciting to see more FFPS representation. It just is a very overlooked game in my opinion, and a lot of the characters don't get merchandise that often, so it is very cool. Aaron has also said that there might be one more exclusive along with Freddy. If I were to guess, because of the plush Lefty's getting, it will probably be Lefty, but I'm not 100% sure because it could also be like Rockstar Bonnie. But focusing in on Freddy again, he of course has the iconic jump scare action that the World of series is kind of known for at this point. And what's really cool is that his mouth moves correctly to how it would in game because it's on rods. It doesn't just open, it kind of moves downwards, which is really impressive, really cool. I'm super excited. And then he comes with a microphone, which is really cool. I'm really happy that we're starting to get accessories for our figures. That's, again, something I'm probably going to complain about until they change it, but it's been very accessory dry as of late. Now moving on to our Wave 3 late 2026 content, we have our first look at the FNaF 2 Office modular set in a video, which I will play right now. Now that is, of course, coming out late 2026, sometime around spring, which is very exciting because it is very far, but it is definitely something to look forward to. And I'm not sure if it's just my mind playing tricks on me, but it does kind of look like in the reflection of the monitors, you can see some other cameras. I think I can at least make out a couple party rooms and maybe what looks like a camera from Five Nights at Freddy's 3, but I'm not entirely sure on that. If you have any ideas, maybe tell me in the comments, because that'd probably help a bit. I'm still not quite sure exactly what I think I'm seeing. Then, moving on, we have Balloon Boy and what looks like the puppet. Now, I'm not sure if the puppet's going to be an Endo series figure or a World of FNaF series figure, but it does seem like World of FNaF because it's coming with a box. If I were to guess, it might be a Golden Freddy situation where the puppet or marionette is going to be coming with the prize corner. But, of course, that is just speculation, so we'll find out when we find out. And speaking of Balloon Boy, when asked about JJ and Balloon Boy in the Q&A, Aaron did say stay tuned, and we do see Balloon Boy later in the stream, so I'm wondering if JJ already exists and might come with the office, but honestly, who knows? I'm just kind of excited to find out. I'm here for the ride, and I am enjoying it. And in the end of the video, you heard those weird noises. It is a spectrogram image of the puppet. A little bit before that, at the end of the video, we also do see a Wave 3 late spring 2026. That is, of course, where I got my date from. So it's just really fun that we're getting cool cryptic teasers like this. It really reminds me of stuff that Scott did back in the day, except now it's just with merchandise, which I'm not complaining. I love Five Nights at Freddy's merchandise. It's all been a really cool experience. And that is going to wrap up the world of side of things. Now we're gonna get to move on to my favorite set, Now, moving on to my favorite merchandise type, we have the Endo series figures for Wave 2. Now, starting off, we have Toy Freddy, and you might want to sit down for this, VR Toy Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's AR Special Delivery. I couldn't believe it myself. I had no idea what we're gonna pack in with these guys, and I did not expect skins from AR, but I am not complaining. I love AR, I love it to my very core. Probably some of my favorite memories I have with FNaF are attached to AR, so I'm just very excited that we're getting more figures and merchandise for it, even though it has unfortunately left us. Now, Toy Freddy is going to come with 3 sets of eyes this time instead of 2. You'll get your standard endo eyes, you'll get proper eyes with eyelids, which is something I really wanted for Wave 1, so I'm very glad that they're included here. I do hope that they go back and add them to re-releases of Wave 1, but only time will tell, really. Now, we also have VR Toy Freddy, who also has a removable visor, which is really cool and something that they really didn't have to do. VR Toy Freddy is also made completely out of a transparent plastic, which is very cool and gives off this cool effect of being able to see the endoskeleton inside of the suit itself, which is something that I kind of hope they do with Freddy Frostbear when they hopefully get around to him, but that's just kind of me dreaming. Anyways, this is going to be a constant on System Error Toy Bonnie and High Score Chica, so just keep in mind that they are all going to be transparent. Speaking of Toy Chica, we also do have a 2-pack with Toy Chica and High Score Toy Chica from FNaF AR again. Once again, translucent plastic, very cool, glow-in-the-dark eyes for all of them as always. Though I am quite sad that it doesn't come with an 8-bit cupcake. That isn't a problem for me because I do have the Funko one, but it is kind of sucky for people who don't and want to display High Score Toy Chica with her appropriate item. And then next up we have Toy Bonnie and System Error Toy Bonnie, once again from Five Nights at Freddy's AR. These two are awesome again, and if you look on System Error, you can see that he has very fine individual scan lines just like the Funko figure. I do think that JAZWARES has pulled it off better than Funko though. These lines do seem much thinner and he's a much vibrant red. Funko was a bit orange. So I'm just really happy with how this is turning out. I'm just super excited for this. I'm just really, I really am. And of course, these are all going to come with 3 sets of eyes. As always, the only figure that won't is Mangle, who is coming in a 2-pack instead of a 3-pack. Now, you may be wondering why? Well, that's because it's Mangle and Shadow Mangle from Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted's Hard Mode. Yeah, I bet you didn't expect that. I'm not gonna lie, I kinda did. I predicted it, but you'll never know if I'm lying or not. But just crazy inclusion. I would have never guessed. Seeing the AR theming, I would have assumed Magician Mangle or maybe like Serpent Mangle, but no, it was Shadow Mangle, which is really cool because that not only means that we're getting a Shadow Freddy figure, which we already have, we're also getting Shadow Mangle and one more, which I'll talk about in a second. But Mangle is approximately 2.5 times more articulative than the original World of series figure for Mangle, which is really cool. That and the Mangle has a very nice chrome effect on the standard version, and a very cool shadowy colors mix of purples and blacks, which are extremely accurate to Help Wanted, by the way. It's insane. They got every detail down, which is so crazy for such a random oddball character, but that's kind of part of what I love about this line. Once again, glow-in-the-dark eyes, but this time Mangle is going to have his third leg, which is super cool because her World of FNaF series figure only had 2, so I'm really glad that they added that detail back. It's super cool. Now, both Mangles will have the same take apart and put back together gimmick as the original World of figure, so that's very nice, and you can combine them. Just really exciting, because this is the most accurate Mangle figure we've ever gotten, and only the second, but still is just super impressive, even on just like a technical level. You can either get it into like a position where you can crawl through the vents as Mangle. Like, it's so cool, it's so impressive. This is what I always wanted out of Funko's line, and I'm glad that we're finally getting something like it. Now, we are moving into our 2027 releases, those being RWQ FS FASXC, which is very cool because we will have all 3 of the Shadow animatronics now, plus we are getting a beakless Toy Chica and a Black Eyes Toy Freddy, which is really cool because we're getting all of the like attacking modes for the toys, which is something that they so didn't have to do. Now, I'm not sure if these are going to be standard releases or exclusives. We haven't gotten any sort of updates on it or any real info about it, but we do know that they're coming. Now, this does, of course, leave the question of what will be the other suit for both of them. Will they have the standard just system error and high score, or will they have completely new suits? Well, I'm guessing that they're both going to come with their attacking variants from Five Nights at Freddy's AR, those being high score Toy Chica's variant of Game Over Toy Chica and VR Toy Freddy's Line Wire Toy Freddy. Now, I'm not entirely sure what they're going to do for RWQ FS FASXC, but this might be a crazy reach, I know, but the only fitting candidate would be White Rabbit from FNaF World, which would be a really surprise inclusion and would really make me want Tangle and Red Bear. Obviously, I've based my entire online personality on Red Bear. I would love to get a Red Bear figure. Tangle, too. Very cool characters. But I'm really hoping that does happen. And of course, these are not coming again until 2027, so it is going to be a very long wait, but I do think that it will be worth it. And moving on to our last bit of information for the Endo series, we now know that Wave 1's and Wave 2's Endos will be somewhat compatible. Somewhat. Now, not everything will fit together cleanly. Of course, I think they pointed out the fact that the heads won't fit together very well, but the rest should go on together pretty alright. But you can also take your endoskeleton completely apart, which I'm not sure how many people knew, but you can do that. So you can just easily swap limbs and stuff as you need. So you can make those accurate wizards after all, which is really exciting. I'm really happy about that. But that's going to be it for the Endo series, and we are going to move on to our... Now, we have a lot of stuff to get to, but I'm going to start with the most important fact, that being that exclusives are not guaranteed for every single wave. Unlike Funko, every JAZWARES wave is not going to have a guaranteed exclusive. Wave 3 could have nothing, and Wave 4 could have 5 exclusives. It really just depends. It's going to fluctuate very heavily, so don't always count on something. Now with that out of the way, we're going to get onto our confirmed characters, because there just really aren't that many. and that being, we have Secret of the Mimic 100% confirmed. It is on the way, expect it sometime eventually. Not necessarily soon, but eventually. Now, a couple characters from Secret of the Mimic were pointed out, those being Jackie, the Mimic, and the Mycelium Men, so do definitely expect something along the lines of those guys when the wave does eventually come out. Moving on, we have our characters that are being considered and are on the table. First off, probably the biggest, is the possibility of a Yellow Rabbit figure with Matthew Lillard's likeness, which is very exciting. Of course, the Yellow Rabbit was the main antagonist of Five Nights at Freddy's Movie 1, and did kind of appear in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, so I do really hope that we get a figure like that, because I love the FNaF movie. It'd just be so cool, especially with the likeness of Matthew Lillard. We also have the confirmation that they have permission to do book characters. That includes the original trilogy, like the Twisted ones, or of course just more miscellaneous book characters like Fetch or Pit Bonnie. Aaron did point out specifically the Stitch Wraith as a character that he's very fond of, so this could be huge for FNaF book fans. I know that there aren't maybe that many, but they are definitely out there, and I know personally I'd really love to see a Twisted Wolf figure. Now, if everything goes to plan, the fanverse is definitely in the cards. They do definitely want to do stuff for the fanverse, which includes Pop Goes, Candy, The Joy of Creation, the works, you get it. So I'm just very much hoping that that comes to fruition, because I love The Joy of Creation. I really need a figure of Ignited Freddy. But moving on, we also have just some more general news, not maybe as exciting as some of the other things, but definitely like something to kind of keep your eye out on and keep informed upon, which is the fact that Wave 1 will not be going out for a very long time. These guys are going to be available for a long time, just so everybody who wants them gets a chance to get them, which is very, very exciting. I know Funko, of course, did it on a yearly basis, where you'd have a figure be available for like a year and a half, and then it was basically up to chance, with the most of the time not, returning ever. So it is definitely very exciting to see that we are getting consistent figures and consistent availability. And then for my international viewers and the people in the UK specifically, because I think that you are actually a pretty high viewing audience for me, Chica and Foxy will be coming out sometime June or February of next year. So definitely keep your eyes out on him, as well as just every general exclusive here will be available everywhere at some point. I'm not sure who through yet, he didn't say anything about it, but he did say that they will be available worldwide eventually. Not now, but eventually. Now we are moving on to new/possible products, with those being construction sets. Now, currently, Fat Mojo does hold the license for construction sets, as they have made a couple charging pods and 1 or 2 big sets at the moment. But there have been talks between Aaron and the team who runs the construction side of JAZWARES, so definitely keep an eye out for that stuff, as it could happen anytime. Of course, it isn't Lego, which would be the dream, but there is at least something there for people who like brick sets, so that is very exciting. And then we have probably the biggest reveal of the entire stream, being a new product type. We are getting little mini mystery guys, not mystery minis, but little mini mystery guys. Now this is going to be for the core 4, that being Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, no Golden Freddy, and it's going to be a 1 in 4 chance, and these fellas are going to retail for $5, so just $5 each and a 1 in 4 chance. Not the worst odds I've seen, Nightmare Mangle Mystery Mini, but definitely just not bad. They are of course very, very cute, being produced by the team that's doing the art for all the plushies, so they are just really adorable little critters. I'd say they definitely remind me of Littlest Pet Shop, if that rings any bells for any of you. So definitely just keep a lookout on these, as they will be coming out sometime 2026. And if they do well, there is a possibility of us getting more spooky variants. His words, not mine. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm assuming that means Springtrap and stuff. But with that 20 minutes out of the way, that's gonna be all from me. I'm super excited for the future of this line and the future of this toy series. And as always, stay rad, I'm Red, and I will see you in the next one.